In this video, we'll be taking a look at 2 MLB preseason games happening on October 20th, 2023 and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 2 MLB preseason games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington State versus Oregon. The Pac-12 has a lot of championship contenders this season, and there will be quality matches every weekend from now on. The high-profile matchup between the Washington State Cougars and the Oregon Ducks is one of them. The Cougars will struggle to contain the Ducks' potent offense, and Washington State, which has been a dud on offense, is not to be trusted in this matchup. Washington State's defense has been pretty bad all season, and the Ducks should have no problem moving the ball. Oregon State will be fired up to bounce back from a close loss in Week 7, and the Ducks are arguably a much better defensive team than Washington State. The Ducks are 4-0 straight up and 2-2 against the spread in their last 4 meetings with the Cougars. Oregon State has won all but one of the last 11 meetings at Autzen Stadium. Oregon at home is a different story first, and I think the Oregon team will come out with a point to prove. Both Washington State and Oregon State can appeal to the playoff committee if they win the Pac-12 from now on. Washington State's offense is solid, but they just got their teeth kicked in at home by the University of Arizona with a backup quarterback. Yikes. Like I said, this is a big number, but I have to side with the home team here, and covering a 20-point spread is no easy task. But when the Ducks host the Cougars, it's the only way. So the Oregon Ducks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When this game is played in Eugene, 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two sides have gone over. As for this matchup, we have 2 star quarterbacks in Cameron Ward and Bo Nix. Both have been touted as Heisman candidates. Considering Nix's completion percentage is 79.2%, he has been successful on basically any pass. This should be a good thing against Washington State, who is throwing for 430.4 yards per game. Washington State just gave up 44 points to the University of Arizona. The Cougars were only able to score 6 points in return, but I expect them to play better this time around. Still, it will be extremely difficult to hold the Ducks to less than 40 points. The last 4 meetings between the Cougars and Ducks have all gone over while giving up a total of 62 points or more. They are also 6-1 in the last 7 meetings at Autzen Stadium and 10-5 in the last 15 meetings at Oregon's home field. Last year, Oregon State beat Washington State by 6 points, 44-41, for a total of 57. I'm going to sit back and enjoy a shootout between 2 excellent quarterbacks. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Wisconsin versus Illinois. A pair of Big Ten West pairs will face off on the gridiron for a win in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Wisconsin Badgers will travel to face the Illinois Fighting Illini on Saturday afternoon. Wisconsin was outscored by 9 points in a 15-6 loss to Iowa at home last Saturday. Illinois beat Maryland 27-24 last Saturday, finishing with a 13-point margin of victory. The Badgers hold a 44-39-7 advantage in the all-time series, but the Illini won the most recent meeting, 34-10 on October 1st, 2022. Illinois has had some problems this season, but will look to build off last week. In their last game against Maryland, Illinois scored 27 points and won by 3. Luke Altmyer was 16 of 28 passing for 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Caden Feagin rushed 19 times for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. The defense is still not elite and needs to improve. Illinois needs one more good offense in this game. The University of Wisconsin is 4-2 overall, but suffered a frustrating loss the previous week. In their last game against Iowa, the offense only scored 6 points and the defense only scored 15 points, which was the reason for the loss. The big problem for Wisconsin coming into this game is that starting quarterback Tanner Mordecai broke his hand in the last game and is out. Braden Locke will start this game and is expected to have a big game here. Running back Shea Malusi is out for the season. Both teams have injury issues that could plague their ability to move the ball. Mordecai's absence is a big blow for the Badgers. Locke doesn't have much experience at the college level, much less with the improved air raid system that offensive coordinator Phil Longo seems to be implementing. Nevertheless, the uncertainty of the running back situation is also a problem for Illinois. Altmaier has thrown 9 picks this season, but the Badgers' defense still has the ability to take the ball away, with 10 takeaways in 6 games this season. The Illini have committed 14 turnovers this season, so this type of issue will be the difference in the game. Wisconsin has problems finishing drives offensively, but it is a top 25 defense in college football, and that does not bode well for the Illinois Fighting Illini. Illinois is unable to run the football and ranks 118th in offensive scoring. It is hard to see the home team having offensive success in this spot. Wisconsin has had some hiccups, but they have always been able to play tough football and bully their way through lower-ranked opponents. Illinois is a Big Ten team at best, with both teams struggling. It may not be a pretty game, but expect Wisconsin to bring at least one short field and win a tough, hard-fought game on the road. So the Wisconsin Badgers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Wisconsin has gone under in 4 of 6 games this season. The Badgers have split their 2 road games this season in relation to the total. Wisconsin scored 53 points against Washington State on September 9th and 55 points against Purdue on September 22nd. Illinois is 4-2-1 in 7 games this season. 3 of its 4 home games have gone under. Wisconsin should be the main reason to take the over, but given the quarterback injury situation and the overall emphasis on the run game this season, it is unlikely they will rack up a high team total. Illinois is likewise missing key players on offense, including running back Reggie Love III, which has hindered the offense somewhat. Neither team's defense has been very prominent this season, but that may change in this game given the situation both offenses are in. Wisconsin is well aware that they will have to step up in other areas while their starting quarterback is out, and they are hoping it will show on defense. Likewise, I think Illinois defense will smell blood and do its best to make Wisconsin's offense suffer. Nevertheless, I expect both teams to use a lot of ground and pound to calm down the offense and take control of the game. As a trend, both Wisconsin and Illinois teams have gone under in 4 of their last 6 or 7 games. These 2 teams are situational teams that run the ball early and often, which alone will consume a lot of clock. With Mordecai out, combined with Wisconsin's good defense and Illinois ball over problems, it will be an ugly game. The total could be 25 points, but the under would still be a good play. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas versus Houston. Number 8 Texas will go on the road and play Houston for the first time in Big 12 conference history. The Longhorns are 5-1 on the season with a 2-1 conference record. Texas is coming off a bye week after suffering its first loss of the season against Oklahoma. Houston is 3-3 on the season with a 1-2 conference record. The Cougars picked up their first Big 12 win against West Virginia. The Texas Longhorns come into this game after their bye week looking to erase the bad feelings of their 34-30 loss to Oklahoma the previous week, their first loss of the season, and a 5-1 record. Quinn Ewers is 69.6% passing for 1,704 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, while Jonathan Brooks has a team-high 726 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. In receptions, Xavier Weiss leads Texas with 34 receptions for 453 yards and 3 touchdowns, while Adonai Mitchell has a team-high 25 receptions for 354 yards and 4 touchdowns. 2 more players have over 250 yards receiving and 3 have over 100 yards receiving. On defense, Jalen Ford has a team-high 40 total tackles and 2 interceptions. Jaron Thompson also has 2 interceptions, and Anthony Hill Jr. has a team-high 3 sacks. The Texas defense has 14 sacks and 6 interceptions on the season. The Houston Cougars come into this game coming off a thrilling 41-39 last-minute win over West Virginia in their last game. Donovan Smith is 66.2% passing for 1,600 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, while Parker Jenkins leads Houston with 242 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Stacey Snead also has 206 rushing yards, and the aforementioned Smith has 197 rushing yards and 4 scores. Samuel Brown leads the receiving corps with 37 grabs and 549 yards. Joseph Manjack IV has 29 receptions, 347 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and Matthew Golden has 295 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. On defense, Malik Robinson has a team-high 4.5 sacks, while Malik Fleming and Isaiah Hamilton each have a team-high 3 interceptions. Houston is coming off an impressive win against West Virginia on Thursday night. They won on a Hail Mary pass from Donovan Smith in half field. It was one of the craziest endings in college football last weekend, but we don't know if that win will carry over to this week's game against Texas. The Cougars' defense did little to stop a West Virginia team that ranks in the middle of the conference in most categories. They struggled to earn extra possessions and needed a miracle to win the game. Texas enters the match as a top 10 ranked opponent. They will be coming off a bye week and will be angry after their loss to Oklahoma. Texas is undefeated against the spread in road games this season. The passing attack and balanced rushing attack by Quinn Ewers will make it impossible for the Cougars to keep it close in this game. The numbers are significant for Houston, which has gained confidence after winning its first conference game. But it screams disappointment for me in this game after such a dramatic win. And now while you get a chance at a national contender if Houston, another way to look at it is that you are looking to make a statement with a bounce-back performance in their first loss. The off-Texas team is that you are facing an off-Texas team, and unfortunately, I think it is going to come at the expense of Houston. The Cougars have struggled defensively much this season. Saturday will be a big game for Texas, so the Texas Longhorns to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Houston is a below-average defensive team. For the Cougars to stay in this game, they need to get scored on by the Longhorns. Houston is averaging nearly 28 points per game in its 4 home games this season, a number that should be enough to bring this game over the total. It shouldn't be hard for the Longhorns to score against the nation's 105th ranked total defense. Texas has averaged over 35 points per game in its last 3 games, and will likely achieve that number again here against the Cougars. They will reach at least 40 points in Saturday's game. Houston's defense is not fast enough to cover every athlete on the field. Houston's offense can get the ball out on its own. I fear that turnovers will be their downfall and the reason they can't cover, but they will certainly score at least 3 touchdowns in this game. Houston has gone over in 3 straight games. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.